Hello! How are you? I hope you're doing well. We are loading into game. It is early morning because the missus is still in bed, and this means that I can spend more time with her because she's not going to get up for a couple of hours. So we'll do the stream this morning so I can send her off properly tonight. Because she's got to head back back up to where she's been for work. So stream in the morning, it is much better. So off camera, I just ran around for a fucking while. Then I hit the perk that I said I would, which is the upgraded one of when placing blocks you level up. Which honestly leveled me up a lot faster than I expected. So now we've got slightly better stuff. Now, I did a couple of other things off camera. I know, I'm really terrible for doing a bunch of stuff off camera. I will also mention the builds that I'm doing at the moment, a lot of them are part done because I originally intended to stream this afternoon. Oh, there we go, we're starting to load in properly. But we've now got, and ignore the name of it because that just is how it happens when I added the enchantments and stuff. But we've got the living chest plate with the ancient stuff on it. So it gives us a little bit more health, more armor, more toughness. And then we've also got the enchantments that I've been intending to give it for a while. Now, I don't think this is the maxed out of these enchantments from some of them that I can possibly get. However, this is the best I can do for now. So what I'm going to do is just have it like this. I have a couple of more intentions, but if we actually look at the HP, now we've gone past 100. And we're now up to quite a bit. Let's go over to the thing to max heal up quickly. So we're at 110-ish HP now. And you can also see from the armor that we're quite far along as well. I will show that I'm at level 23. I believe I wasn't even level 10 when I signed off. All I have done is beeline to going over here, getting Avitas, and then also grabbed up Vitality over here. Which has made me consider actually upgrading the diseased thing on this, because that goes up to 80%, and the way I'm intending to build, I should get a pretty equivalent bonus from just my perks alone, which kind of means that I should counteract it. Now, again, like as you can see here, this is in the process of being built, so ignore it, but I did try out some new stuff. I went and quickly found some cherry logs and tried out the paper walls, which, by the way, there's 2 paper walls in this pack. There's the Valhalsia Structures one, and then there's the Quirk one. Quirk one's better, because they're exactly the same. Now you might go, what? But if they're exactly the same, why is one better? Well, it's because this one gives you 2 for the crafting recipe, this gives you 6. So EMC wise, and just if you don't have EMC as well, this is just the better option. I didn't like the look of either the decorated one or just the big one. I actually like these a lot more. But this is again in progress, and I've now started moving the astral stuff over here as well, as while we get in into the swing of things. I've also re-equipped the gem equipment for now, because there's no real benefit for me keeping the living armor stuff on, and this gives me more movement speed and slightly better stats. Then, yeah, just a little quick go over the stuff that I've got in here. I've got a Lifestone, which gives me healing. I've got the Wrath Pendant, which gives me damage and thing for my necklace. The Ankh Shield, which gives me immunity, basically, to all status effects. We've got the Draconic chest plate piece. Gauntlets of Dexterity, which, I mean, they offer just a little bit of attack speed. That's not a bad thing, just across the board. Ring of Arcana for flight, Ring of Odin for additional health, and also a couple of other things we're immune to. Globetrotter's Sash. That was harder to say than I thought it would be. For movement speed, uphill step assist, and jumping. And then the Phylactery Charm for basically my big safety net of if I would take lethal damage, I teleport to spawn and instead lose empty bits of health to keep me alive. Which we have now a lot of health to work with for that. We don't currently have much more in the way of damage. We just have also, so some of these enchantments I should probably explain, because they're probably not ones that might be recognized. So the two red ones there, Berserker's Fury and Life Mending, those are from Apotheosis. Berserker's Fury is when I would take damage. I increase taking damage, but I deal more damage. Life Mending is it uses my health to mend the armor. The mana boost and mana regen underneath that is for Ars Nouveau. So now I should have more mana and more mana regen for that. Occult Aversion is an Apotheosis one that I think it works just within the mod. But it's basically you deal and take less magic damage. And then Rebounding is there's a chance for I believe melee attackers to basically bounce off of me when dealing damage to me. So it's not too bad. But yeah, so I've moved just the basic stuff here for now. Again, you can sort of see what I mean by like stuff is in process. I've even done a little bit more work here to try and start figuring out how I'm going to design this. And yeah, honestly, my big query to people at this stage is if they would like me to do building on camera or not. Because I can. I could show my process of going about some of these sorts of things. Show some of the references that I've used. Because, again, like, I'm not 100% coming up with these. I'm taking other designs and adapting them based on the situation. Sorry. And, maybe show the processes of me going through stuff, because again, like, this has looked several different ways and it's going to look again differently because I'm going to probably widen it out again. Because like I'm trying to go with kind of like a corridor-esque design, and then like with it is now it's not too much of a corridor, more like gateway sort of thing, and that brings this question in of do I find a middle ground or not, or what? And like how do I clean it up, because at the moment if you get the angle right you can see the floor underneath there for this, as well as you can see this floor anyway. But point is, we've still been gathering up quite a bit of experience for Ars Nouveau, not Ars Nouveau, Astral Sorcery. Now, since I've hit here, there's one or two options I could go after. It's I either quickly grab this, which I'm tempted for, which is just another 4 levels really quickly, or I start going after Amara, which is the next big node that I'm going to be going after, because we can get Phoenix's Blessing, which is basically another resurrection. I feel like I'm just kind of showing that it's like, I want as many potential resurrection and safety effects as possible, because again, we've seen how fighting ice and fire dragons have been going. We need it. Damage is definitely going to start becoming a problem as well. Like, we might not deal enough damage. However, that I would argue is an issue that gets resolved a lot easier than surviving to deal said damage. In saying that, I should probably clean up my inventory, because again, you can see that I was working on that corridor as one of my last things. Pain. Pain to the nth degree. This is the problem sometimes with like quick clicking through your inventory like that to clear it up, is you fuck up once in a while. You know what, let's actually make more than one of those. I'll have to set up their things later, but yeah, no, we'll sort that out. But yeah, so we've got a lot more armor and a lot more health already, so that's honestly awesome. Now, the next big goal is to upgrade this fella, because we want to get to the next tier of our Astral Sorcery, because there is some good spicy things in there as well. We should also probably get a Domic Resonator, which is, I believe, the upgrade of the previous one that we've used. Also, a quick explanation of some stuff in here, if anyone's wondering. So, these are your wands. You've got Construction Wand, Implosion Wand, Traversal Wand, which, I'm gonna be honest, like, they're more or less self-explanatory in my eyes. So this is an upgraded to the Resonator thing that we've had in the past, which it just shows a few additional things. Shifting Star is used to basically reset your EXP and your perks. So it puts you back to 0 and you can reset and choose what one you want to start from again. It is irreversible once you've used it, and you can use it as many times as you'd like. But it resets you to 0. There's a thing later to basically not do that, and I would recommend, if you're in a worst case scenario, try and avoid this and wait till then. But if you need to, use it. Ceiling perks, there's some perks you might not like, but you want to use all the rest of your active perks at that given time. That's your option, is you go, okay, I'm going to turn off this perk that's on the way to this perk, so I can't avoid it, and do it that way. These gems here are those gems that go into the perks slots, those sockets that we saw. This is something I do want to get into because there is a lot of power that can come from this. One of the upgrades is +1 to all of your enchantments. Now, I'm sure you can understand why that's good. There's also just like straight up stat bonuses, more health, more damage, so on and so forth. So it's really useful, and we'll be getting into that. Celestial Gateway I will be wanting to use at least a little bit of. In fact, I'm probably going to use one on this island as the way to get up here, and then maybe one at my base, and then maybe 1 or 2 in other locations if necessary. Celestial Gateways are this mod's way of traversing large distances. Which one's this one? Is it? It's not that one, is it? No. I have no idea which one that is. Oh, this might be that other one, which should be... just this, right? This looks very complex. I don't know what one you are. Because I think I've found all the ones that I know of. Yeah, so I need to go exploring for these little things quickly. I think they're called... So that's one of them. I think they're called, is it University Beacons? I believe that's what they're called. There's lore about them in the Astral Time. Let's quickly go back to base before we get too distracted and try and... Oh, is that another one over here, though? It is, and it's been undiscovered by me. Well, not undiscovered, unlooted. By the way, so there can be either 0 or to 4 chests that exist in these locations. So, like, it is almost always a good idea to check all 4 pillars, given the opportunity. So now that we've got a couple more in here. Oh, I think that's the one that we see, Mineralis. This one. It's like this. Yeah. Then there's this one, so lines at the top. I think this is the other one we saw. This one. So above, then kited. So like this. Kind of looks like a really, really poor drawing of a butterfly. Hey, there we go. So this one is visible, not actually compulsive rays, only visible during the darkest of brightest nights. So this one's a time of day that you see it. Oh, okay. Oh. Oh, sup, yeah. I don't know what I just did. I think I crashed the world. Is it crashing the game or is it just... Oh. Okay, that happened. I have no idea what I just did. I'm mildly impressed. Just... I guess something happened and it caused it to quit the... See, normally in that situation, it doesn't just quit the world, it would crash the game. So I would assume it was an error by me, not an error by the game. Maybe it froze and I put in the correct inputs to mean that I could press the save and exit button. That must be it. Sounds very convoluted and stupid, but it's very convoluted and stupid. Okay, load in. There we go. Because I was trying to look at this one, which I have no knowledge of at this stage. I'm assuming it's in this spot. It might turn up, like in the morning, because I think there's one for that. But yeah. Okay, so next altar is what I'm going after. So what is the actual crafting recipe for it? Because no, I'm gonna try and not just go hunting those things here constantly. Stardust as well. How is Stardust made again? It's with the cutting tool, is it not? Okay, let's make a cutting tool. I think I need to go quickly grab some more metal ore. This stuff. And I'll grab one of these quickly because it might be useful. Because once we get to the next tier, I'm also going to start creating collector crystals and the likes, which is going to be very, very helpful to sorting out a lot of problems that I might be having. I'm just going to keep checking on this to see when it might turn up. There, it should be turning up. No. I do really love being able to see the constellations and such in the sky like this. Like, it's just a very pretty thing to me. Okay, so what we need for this fella is... I also need some infused wood planks, which I think I still have some of. Some wood in here. Right. I have some infused wood. Assuming you don't. Okay. How do I do planks? It's in the crafting table, I see. How nice of you to Force me to have to do extra work. Man, I can't wait for being able to just teleport up here. It's gonna be so much better. Let's make a little bit. Oh, another flare. I always like seeing the flares, they're very cute. Hello. Okay, and then 3 gold nuggets. Bada bing, bada boom. And with my magic, I shall show you how cool this is. Another flare. Okay, so I believe, if I'm remembering correctly, yep, that's how you get Stardust. It's, don't get me wrong, it seems stupid, but there's ways of getting it later that's much easier. Sometimes you might need to whack it a good few times. I'm wondering, because this tool's really expensive, Repair Talisman works on it. That's really good. Oh, quickly check to see if it's visible. No, so it's not a Dawn one. I don't think. Because I feel like they would have shown up at the stage. This is really kind of cool to see, and then it just gets to this point and it's really painful to look at. Ugh. Okay, so now that we've got the dust, so it's that, and then, so it's marble pillars and chiseled marble that we'll need. And we'll also need another rock crystal. Okay, now we're going to do the old switcheroo on this fella. Aquamarine, that's what we need. Could always use more aquamarine. Cool, so now it's upgrading. And boom. Now I've unlocked Constellation, which is the next tier. So now we get access to a lot of what we're going to be wanting to use quite a bit. We get Resplendent Prisms, which is huge power. We can get the Stellar Refraction Table, which is also pretty good. Tree Farming, which that one's kind of cute. It's not amazing. Ritual Anchor is pretty useful. And then the Collector Crystal stuff. Also the next altar, which... So if we click on here, we'll see it's red again. That's because we need to upgrade it. Now you can see that I potentially may have known the size of this thing before I constructed this area, because I made it in a way that would work for this. So what we're going to do is quickly do the old demolish all the pieces that are blocking others. We do have one benefit moving forward that I will go into probably closer to when it's actually relevant. But in the simple thing is the next altar upgrade is a lot easier to do in terms of the multi-block for it. Because this mod developer kind of wanted you to suffer for the early stages, but when it gets to the late game, you should be able to focus on just doing the stuff. Which is something that a lot of other mod developers don't do. And I very much appreciate this one for doing. Like, overall, I actually genuinely think the Astral Sorcery mod, after, like, learning more and more about it, was really well thought out. Oh, I should also mention thorns and stuff like that, like effects that work on hit, don't work while you've got your Draconic Shield. Which is annoying. Why did I sound like a bee there? Zzz. Okay, so I'm going to make sure I have a stack of you. A stack of you. Already got stacks of those. Then we need sooty marble. Again, quick reminder, if you build on top of these areas and all that, it does... oh, good lord. It does not break the multi-block structure, which is a big, like, benefit. So you can kind of pretty up the altar. Though there are some things that you're gonna want to, like, leave it alone for. Bricks. Is that just normal marble there? It is. Okay. But yeah, it's because, like, I'm sure people that have used mods of multi-block structures in the past realize how finicky they can be, and how, like, you could just put a torch on them and it will break the entire block. Or you can just have a liquid move near them and they'll shatter instantly. Now, it feels like that's an exaggeration, but I'm gonna be honest, in early stages of multi-block structures, that was the common. Like, it was harder to make them work than it was to, like, actually have them. Oh, that's the ruined marble. Not ruined, ruined. Y'all know what I mean. Then, typically, if you see it turn into a pillar, it'll be 2 of. Then chiseled. And bing, there we go. So now this should no longer be red at the bottom, and we have a lot more to craft with. Now you can see, I actually really like, visually speaking, the crafting thing here actually represents what you're getting in here. So these 3 extra on each of the corners is what you get. I think that's actually quite cute. And that's why, like, the final altar is just fills in those blanks, and you get the all of this table filled out. But as you can see, that's got a little bit of work to get to. Not much. I could probably do that maybe now. I don't know. Does it? Can I do it with a rock crystal? No, I need to do it with a celestial crystal. Okay. Well, that means it's going to take a little bit of time. And by a little bit of time, it's going to take actually a really long time. Celestial crystals are what I was going to be getting after soon anyway. And as you can see, we've attained an additional perk point. I'm just going to quickly pull up my little thing of, oh no, it's reset. Tragic. I think it's just that, and then, yeah. There we go. More movement speed. We're going to be very fast by the end of this, I should mention. Which is why I'm also considering putting the movement detriment on the living chest plate, because I can just get more speed buffs. It's going to be good. So we're going to go after crystal clusters, because we're going to be trying to go straight for enhanced crystal collection, which we'll need celestial crystals for, which is basically how to get them is in here. So studies in the blah 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 blah. Purifying iron is weaker than carbon to make it steel in the same fashion. Rock crystals need an introduction to impurity to alter their structure. Status is the impurity, but a magical crucible is needed to bring this down. Two-step process. Submerging a rock crystal into a bucket of liquid starlight with a handful of stardust will see a rapid boil occur in the mixture. Once the liquid starlight and the excess stardust have boiled off, what remains will be a small crystal cluster. Exposure to starlight from the sky above will have more and more advanced attributes with the sea crystal. It is recommended to have a cluster blown on star metal. Yeah. Okay. So this is why we still need the other place. The crystal at that altar that we found. Because this makes it significantly faster. Like, really, honestly, it's just, you might as well not do this if you don't use one of these crystals. So let's just use marble as our kind of base thing. So what we're going to want to do is I need iron ore. God, I have a lot of iron ingots in here. Is that because zombies drop it? That's why I'm getting a shitload. Probably. Sapphires. Guess I'm also getting a bunch of them from the farm. Because, like, everything above a specific point, like the troll skulls, most of these will be coming from the drop. Stuff up over there. Alright. We're only going to need one iron ore for this because of the way we're going to do it. We're just going to do one at a time for now because we're going to want to get a better crystal later. So we need the linking wand. This one. I might move this up one actually, just to make it a little cleaner. No, not that. This. Okay. By the way, if you're wondering what the stop unlinking process is, while you've got this out, you can continue to chain link things. Now you're probably wondering, why do I need the star metal like this? It's because this process is really weird. I have no better description than it's just really weird. So we're going to take some of this, which I swear is bluer than it's supposed to be. Then we're going to... I'm kind of tempted to try and get a better crystal for my initial one, but I think that's going to be a very long process that we can do later. Now I'm going to need one of you and then the cutting tool. Okay, so it should be this and this in there. And now we see some particles going on. And we've got ourselves a little tiny crystal. Celestial crystal cluster. Whoops. There we go. So with these linked, this means a lot of things. This fella's not going to grow like at all during the day, by the way. So this is where, like, again, nighttime starts to become very, very prevalent. We're just going to help him along. So you see, this just turned back into iron, and then back into star metal. This is going to keep turning into iron because it keeps using that to grow the crystal cluster. So having a collector crystal targeted at this constantly will mean that it will keep turning into star metal, helping it along. Then having one of these targeted at the celestial crystal cluster as it's grown will also accelerate its growth. So it's got a good few phases it's needing to go through. If I pull up this and we look for, here it is. So you can see it's got a bunch of stages. When it's here, then it's mineable. There is no real easy way. Good lord, you're growing quick. The easiest way to find out if it's fully grown is if you look at the bounding box of it. I have to take a step down to step in the same block as it, right? When it's fully grown, its bounding box is the same height as another block, as like a normal block. So it means you walk straight across it perfectly. That is probably the easiest way of discerning whether it is done or not. This is actually going quite quickly, I have to say, and it's really nice. Now, what we threw in there, it will keep those stats. However, it will also add in maybe a couple more stats, just as part of its growth process here. And the main reason why I'm wanting this is just with this crystal alone, I now no longer need to have this crystal, because this is going to replace it. This is going to be my little way of basically doing this sort of stuff at home. But Ma, I want to collect a crystal. Well, we have a collector crystal at home. Collector crystal at home is probably going to be kind of dog shit, but these are actually just terrible. Like, because... So, I just want to stress, we're technically skipping a couple of steps, because in attunement, I think it's attunement? Or is it in... Constellations. No, it is in constellations. Okay. Technically, you're kind of intended to like go here and then go into here. Yet we're just going straight to this. We're straight going to the end of this stuff. This is the best stuff we can try and get for now. Then we'll set up the enhanced collector crystal stuff as well. Once we've kind of got a few more of these, I would prefer. I would really recommend not trying to approach doing these until you've got a way of manipulating day-night cycles. It's kind of the weakness of the mod is that, like, think about this if you weren't like me and used godly time powers. You'd be stuck here for so fucking long. No, it's still... It's almost... Oh. Actually, I think it's done. Yep. So now we have this. Size 3, Purity 2, Ritual Effect 3. I think it only had like Ritual Effect 2 or 1 before. We also get your Stardust back +1 when you do this. So it's really quite solid. We've got a lot of things that we have now going for us, and now we can again start doing this stuff at home way more, which is a pretty significant like benefit for us. If the game doesn't lag. There we go. Alright, so what we're gonna do, get the linking tool. So for now, I'm going to, so if I open up this altar, it's still kind of got a little bit of room to get better. That's probably because of the time. However, you might be going, oh, that's really stupid. So what if we had a better answer? Queue in these. So we need, it's let's see if I remember, it's 3. Now if you're wondering, you can probably get an inkling that this design of how this fits here, because look, it just fits in exactly perfectly, may have been intended. Again, one of those little beautiful moments of going, okay, good on you, developer, for actually thinking ahead with some stuff. So we need that, then we need, that's basic marble underneath. This does matter, by the way. And then it is... Okay, I don't think I've got that one on me, do I? Do I even have that one? Engraved marble. I do not. Engraved marble. Okay, so that's engraved marble then. So I'm just gonna quickly do that. It's got an EMC value, so just quickly toss that in, although we only need 5. Dun 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 dun. Then we just need a pillar and a chiseled. Then I'm just gonna quickly put that there. And then we place this in the world. No, it's... we have to turn it into thing, don't we? Oh, that's right. Don't we have to... Yes. I need to, attune it, don't I? Me forgetting a step. Don't mind me. Because if I go here... Spirit... Gotta find one that's, available tonight. Can't see through the rain, okay. Let's get rid of the rain, shall we? Or is it because I've got this in my hand? No, it is something's missing. No, so I think actually we do it this way. Is that what it is? Yeah, it's making me feel like it's more that. Yeah, okay. Yeah, so we've got to craft it this way. Which means we've got a couple of different things we need to craft as well. So it's not about a tuning. My bad. My apologies. Okay, so we need this, which... Oh, that's right, we need to do starting a light infusion. Oh, at least we only need to do it once. Okay. We're gonna need a few of... light wells. And we're also going to need some more cobblestone. Just to make some area. Again, I want to stress I want to automate these, but it's not quite the viable answer at this stage. There's a few answers I could do towards though. So Starlight Infusion. That is the previous attunement, isn't it? Da, 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 da. Yeah, Starlight Infuser is okay. A bit of a recipe. I'm just gonna grab some gold. Can always go back to the other base because I think there's still like a couple buckets over there worth of stuff. Okay, so what we needed was I just heard one of these break, didn't I? A few of them break, okay. I already have an idea of how I'm gonna handle the stuff. I've got a good solid idea in my head, but I will need to do some work for it. Alright. We should have all of this available, yeah. Yep, we've got everything. Cool. It just needs to be nighttime. Go on. Go on. You knew you want to go to sleep. Go to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. Go to bed. Down. There we can see the requested amount of what we want, and boom. That's the wrong tool. This one. Can y'all stop breaking over there? Awesome. Starlight Infuser. So, I can't remember what it is for the area for this one. Seven by 7. I mean, we could probably fit it here. That just seems to be basic marble. Is that a block of lapis? Then it's a bunch of ruined. Just a reminder, because we're using the gem armor, pressing shift is pretty absolute in what it's doing. It's getting thrown downwards. Now, so far this multi-block probably looks a little confusing. Much like the one here, there's a rule to it to make it actually function correctly. However, this one is a little less pleasant with that rule. Oh no, it's just Chisel. That's right. It's one of these ones. It's too small to be significant. It's a stubby little altar. Okay, so technically this altar isn't actually complete. I'm sure it's probably quite obvious how you complete it at this stage. I don't know what that flicker is. Oh, that's what it is. Yeah, you get night vision for entering this stuff, but since I'm just flying over it so quickly, it's just giving me a split second of it. Does that look right? I think it does. So, you see how you've got liquid starlight all the way around? Take an aquamarine, slap this. And this is how you do your infusions. Now, this has a chance of using up. Perfect, we have an example. Has a chance of using up one of the, well, some of the, liquid, starlight every time it does one of these infusions, which is why this stuff is quite annoying. And the fact that I can just EMC this away is, kind of nice. Overall, let's see, what do we actually need? So there's a couple of good things in here. Yeah, there's the infusing your tools, which if you're using the crystal tools, this is huge. Because it gives you a lot of, like, upgrades. But other than that, I mean, you've got some cute little things. This is something we're going to need to do, but again, like, I can't even see that, so it's no point in trying to do something now. Can make vibrant stuff. This is your, like, ore increasing, I guess, way in this mod. So, it's kind of useful, but be honest, again, we have many options for abusing stuff. Now, I should also mention these resonating gems can be used in here, and they will give you back, like, roughly double. They still have the same kind of chance breaking stuff as the previous did. Now, to follow through with the collector crystal, now we need luminous powder, which is really easy. Aquamarine and glowstone. Technically, we would have already crafted this by now if we were doing it like in a more like correct fashion of not just burning through this burning through this mod, but we haven't. Okay, so then the recipe was, I need more stardust, don't I? Yes, I do. Again, we'll start getting a lot more stardust as time goes on, available to us. So it was stardust like that. No, that's where those things go. Stardust in the corners, these in the internal corners, these on the external corners, and then this in the middle. And then a watch of flowing time to make it night again. Believe that's correct. What am I misunderstanding? Okay, so it has to be attuned. No, I was correct with that then. That I thought so, but like then I looked at it and I'm like, oh, maybe it just needs the crafting. Cool, and this is a knight that has this. I'm just gonna throw it in as this this one. Just because it's gonna make it faster. Yeah, no, I just remembered I haven't put this in here. Sorry. Continue with your cool particle effects. Out of water. I'll sort that out later. Cool, so now it's attuned to Vicchio. So now if we go back here, ooh, there we are. And now we slap this in the center. Now we can make it. Oh, couple of additional particle effects. Oh, shit. You get back up there. This poor moon be like, go bro, just want to chill. Right, now we've got a collector crystal. This isn't EMCable, and also it's showing only the stats that are actually relevant to what the crystal is used. So if I take this away, and then we grab that bucket again, just gonna... Seriously, you just got put down. Cool, so now this should be working, and what we can do is link you to you. And now this will have way more starlight permanently, just coming from this. Specifically, this does better when it is under the star sign that you've selected for it. So while the one that we're using, which is Vicchio, I believe, is in the sky, this generates more. But this just basically means we can do better. So this was one of the other options for improving your altar. There's a couple of other ones as well still that I have not used. Like setting up the relay things. Again, there's a lot of good options as to how to make these altars better, and they're kind of necessary a bit later to ensure that you've always got like the top end that you can. Ooh, pretty particles. But this is good enough for now. I'll set aside the area for those later. Okay, so as you can see, like, it's already almost moon down and we're still kind of maxed out on the altar. Which is pretty big. So now we've got some of the more, this sounds weird, the basic stages of the lead game set up here. Now there's a lot of things you can do to actually improve these the crystals that you use. I'm pretty sure if you want to get a better one, you need, is it focus, purity, size? I don't think shape affects collector crystals. I'd have to double check on that stuff, but like there's a good few stats that do affect the collector crystals, and we're not got a maxed out one, so that's kind of the big thing. Though we've got one now, which means we can very easily set up more space. I do know what I'm going to be doing with this island. I'm just using cobblestone again as a fill tool for now, just to get me places. On top of that, and this sounds really horrific, well, not horrific, this sounds really kind of greedy in some regards, but by placing down the cobblestone, I'm going to have to tear it down and replace it again, which means that I'm basically getting double for the space, for my experience. So we're going to do that, and then we're going to get some iron bars because they work perfectly well for this for now. And boom, now we've got an area where we can make more of these the crystals used for that, the celestial crystals. Well, first I can link to that. And then I'll link to a space on top of this later. I've just run out of energy on my thing, so my shield's depleting at an accelerated rate. It's because I haven't actually gone and picked up batteries in a while. So remember, we need to set all of these to true. And we'll go through and do that with all of these. There we go. So now we've got some redundancy by having these fellas in here. So we shouldn't run out of energy very easily. Which keeps us a good bit deal safer. What should I do next? Also, I got a very simple answer if you're wondering of how to get more star metal. It's just put a block placer that places iron, then put a thing that will filter destroy, and just have it wait for star metal ore, and it will just cycle it constantly. I will set something like that up another time. Because I don't think I need more star metal urgently. I think that's the thing that I'd say towards that. What's next? I mean, shut up. We could just, like, move on to the next altar and get that done now. Yeah, we'll do that and then possibly finish up. Because, again, just as a reminder, this feels really cheaty. There you go. So you've got focus on there. That works for the collector crystals. That's relevant for that. Okay, we were looking at iridescent altar, so we need ruined, sooty, we've got ruined. We've got everything bar the glass lens, which is easier to craft via that. I think I tossed away that glass that I made the other day, didn't I? Is there any in my system? Oh, there's actual just glass lenses in here. Because we had to make a bunch, that's right. Those in the inn. Ruined. Whoops. It's ruined, I believe, going in the diagonals. And then sooty on the out corners. And there you can see that we definitely need a good deal of starlight. So we're going to just help it along and get to that starlight a little bit sooner, shall we? And look at that, the moon's only just starting to rise and we're already like very far along in the altar power. Good lord, just... Okay, I just wanted to stress, by the way, yes, this is a very long bit of extra data on this thing here. It's pretty insane, I have to say. At this stage, this will get us to the late game of, like, this will be the final thing that unlocks everything else left to do. You can see there's even more particles than normal. Very pretty. Boom. Now we've got a lot more cool stuff in here. You can see there's a good bit that we'll need to do, but now the altar is unacceptable again. However, it's a tad bit easier to get to the next tier. As you see, this is what I was talking about earlier with how the mod developer actually did something really nice. They designed it so you don't have to completely reconstruct your altar at this stage. You just upgrade it. What is that achievement? Oh, nice. So we just leveled up. Okay, and then boom. Now, I will tell this as the guide dude. I said, this is a particle effect. This means nothing other than the altar is complete. So, do not put something here because that obviously stops the light from getting here. Nothing goes there. Nothing needs to go there. Nothing should go there. But it is very, very pretty. So, now we've got this. Now, the fact that you can see we're almost at midnight, we've not even filled up this altar, is why I said we've got a couple of things that we still need to do to max out everything in there. There's also this stuff. If we look at like these, the mantles, you can see how there's a sign here. What you need to do is get a crystal of some kind that's attuned to the specific constellation that you need, and then you put it up here, and then it will come up on the ground and look very, very pretty. So yeah, no, there we go. We've now also unlocked Radiance, which gets us basically the end game stuff. Ever shifting fountain, I have no idea about that, by the way. Irident star is what I was talking about earlier. So now we get these, instead of using the shifting star that would reset us to 0, you get this and you can attune it based on what you want. So you see how this is Amara, this is Desinia, Versio, and Victo. You'd use that and it will reset it to that one. So if you just want to, say, reset it to the one that you were from before, you craft the Vicchio one and you just reset to Vicchio with no loss to stats, which is pretty good. I know it's pretty good. I think that took a lot less time than I thought it would. Oh, hello. Where are you? There you are. Excuse me. I wouldn't mind just... Goodbye. Really? A rear? Don't offer anything else good. I really do need to clean up my inventory, don't I? As you can see, I have collected quite a bit at this stage and done quite a bit with them. These are the other ancient affixes that I've got for armor that I talked about before. I think yesterday I said I've reached that. I will proceed to upgrade them on my free time. Oh, that's a good point. I should mention the only affixes that actually affect armor are max health, enchantability, armor, and toughness. Those are the only 4 that actually affect the armor. Any more stats on there, for example, you've got movement speed on here, that will just delete the moment you introduce it to the armor. So do please keep that in mind so you don't go like, oh, I'll get more of this and that. And oh, what about this one that doesn't sound like it works on it? Oh, well, I'll toss that in there and see if it goes on. It won't. I hate to crush your dreams. But listen here, kid, I'm here to crush them. Yeah, so now we could also try and craft an observatory where you can see us got that. We've got the nocturnal powder, which maybe I should talk about the powders. They're actually quite cute. So luminous powder kind of produces a light source that gets snuffed out when a block is placed on it. It's permanent otherwise. Oh, sorry. It's kind of like what the lighting that we've used in the past. You can color it. It's cool. Nocturnal works in the inverse, is that it basically creates an absolute spawn zone for mobs for a portion of time, as if it was night. I do want to test this to see if this works with Apotheosis, because potentially I could use that as a spawn system. But it is, yeah, it's just inverted stuff. But yeah, it can be, it's kind of like it throws that one, whereas this one, yeah, so if I go over here, you see tiny little light. Oh, you can break them now. Okay. You used to not be able to actually click on the entity for it and break it. So that's pretty cool. There's a wand that means you can do that sort of thing at range, as well as there's the cave illuminator, which means that you place it above ground and it does it for all the caves underneath in a few chunks area. Like, few chunks wide. It will just do everything beneath it, which is really good if you want to do spelunking early and are really fucking afraid of just getting destroyed. So yeah, no, it's pretty cool. Would recommend it. It just puts down those little tiny lights everywhere in the caves, just automatically. So it's good in some regards, bad in others. Now, I think this is when I need to actually start doing the gems. Yeah, we'll do the gems. It's because I was kind of thinking, I could finish off on the altar, but the altar took like seconds. So let's do the dynamism gems. So they're likely to are a stand of what it comes. We're doing the by internal by the exterior of a crystal to serve as an facing mirror, the residual affects the starlight, blah blah blah. The rich crystal in a bucket of liquid into the bucket of liquid starlight with illumination powder will result in a reaction of the crystal. Yes, cool. So it was what I remembered. Rock crystal. So what we need here is these items. So toss this in here, and this in here. I said in. And you can see new particle effects. Now, I'm going to be honest, I'm going to show this off as much as I can. However, this is a very long process. So this is very similar to the crystals we've seen in the past, as these grow up. They have basically a base stage, next stage, and then they have... This is fucking Pokemon. I'm not even kidding. This evolves into one of three options based on the time in which it would mature. It can... Based on that, it will give bonuses relative to, like, the amount of bonuses and bonuses in some regards relative to what it does. So, if it was to grow up during the sun, it gives this one, which I believe gives stronger but less stats. So, like, it'll only give you 2, 1 or 2, but it will give you to potentially 8% bonuses. Night one gives you 3 to 4, but they go from like 5 to 6 or something like that. And then if it was dawn or dusk, so as the sunset or sunrise, it will give you this one, which is basically just a kind of in between of the two, where it can give you, I think, like 3, but it can give you all the way up to 8 on some of them. So this one's technically a bit better, but hey. Now, if you're not happy when it grows, so if it grew to the sun one, because obviously it's sun, like it's daytime, oh bugger, I didn't want that. You can leave it. It will revert, and then you can leave it to grow again. It will do this in cycles constantly. And until you pick it up and then see what the stats are, because that's the other thing, you cannot see what the stats are until you pick it up. I'm wondering if... So this is something that when I heard about how this functions, I wondered how much of this mod can be abused with this. Because I'm pretty sure it can. Okay. Yeah, that took a lot less time than it should. So if I break this, we get a little gem here that... Oh, Jesus, that gives us quite a bit. Max life, attack speed, armor, and crit hit chance. This is actually a really solid one for our first one. There's ways of re-rolling these, I believe, but yeah, so we get this. Now you go, okay, well, how do we use this? Well, you remember how in perks we had these gem slots, and it said you don't have any in your inventory. All of a sudden, we do. Now, if I click here, it will show you all the ones you had in your inventory in like a little window here. And you can see it's just got the one that we've got there, and I can hover over it and see it. And if I click, boom, it's in there. And now we get even more HP. And we get a little bit more armor. And we've now got additional attack speed and crit chance. This is really, really fucking cool. Again, this is extremely reminiscent of Path of Exile, because I'm sure people know about socketing your gems and that, and then there's special points in your perk tree that you can socket in certain things. Then you've got your gear that you socket as well, but in this one I don't think you can do that. You can't socket to gear. No, I'm pretty sure not. But now we've got even more benefits. I'm going to possibly start like doing this as a pastime. Or find a way of automating it. Because if I can automate this, then I can definitely start generating a shitload of them and try and find good ones that are really, really good. I don't believe there's any way of doing much else with them. Then this leaves the last thing I could possibly look at, which I think I looked at, I pointed out, and it was in here, which is the Resplendent Prism. So this is a bauble slot that's really fucking good, and now I'm not going to bother explaining this because this is... yeah. What this does is this gives you upgrades. Now, this can give you like baseline enchantments, upgrades to your enchantments that you have equipped, or just a blanket upgrades to all enchantments by +1. If you do not like what you got with it, this is the re-rolling recipe. So you can keep re-rolling till you get what you want. So we're gonna make, we have to make a shifting star first. So we've got basically all of that in our inventory. We just need to pick up one of these. So shifting star. Oh, we need more stardust. Oh, I really probably do need to consider getting more star metal, huh? Shifting star. There we go. And then what is the recipe afterwards? Not this one. More. Oh yeah, no, we need to go get more stardust. Okay. Let's go grab some iron ore then. Again, keep in mind, if I automate the process of creating crystals and stuff like that, we'll be getting more, but I'm just going to probably automate the star metal aspect, because that's just easier. So actually, you know what? We do have a good 20 minutes. Let's prep for it. Nah, we won't do it today, actually. The more I'm thinking on it, the more it's just not going to be worth it to do it today. I'm just going to quickly drop down and grab this fella. I'll probably do it next time we go, because by then hopefully I'll have more stuff. So I don't, the thing is, when you bind it to a block's location, it permanently sticks to this location. So now whenever I put a bit of iron in this spot here, it will always automatically link up to it. So you, again, this is why I say you could automate this really, really easily. I'm sure people can already see how easy it is to automate. That should be enough for now. Gives us 10. We needed like 6 for the recipe. And I've already got some in my inventory. Pretty sure I've got enough in my inventory. Now, yeah. Got more than enough. Coolio. Now we've done that. And you're also going to need even more for re-rolling it, which we probably might have to. Gold string eye vendor. We've already got gold. We just need string and an eye. And the sun is setting on this, so we can finish up. The sun is not even like properly down and we're already able to craft because that's how much that crystal behind us is giving us. Okay, so I think... Alright, very careful with that. It's a one use, by the way, when you do it. Then we want this fella, which is a little bit more expensive. But yeah, I think, do we finish with this or do I just quickly get the upgrades to the altar? I think we finish with this. Because I think this is already going on for quite some time of just sitting here and looking at cool things. And boom, we've got this. So, wow, that's trash. Okay, I'm going to show how to re-roll it then, I guess. Ouch. That's so depressing. Okay. So, ouch. That was really just that sucked. Holy crap. Please be better. Please be better. It's not much better, is it? Okay. I want to just explain how this can work. So this is +1 level to existing. So only if I have this enchantment does it give it to me. And then there's ones where it's +1 level to stable footing, which means it just gives it to you. Then there's another one which is +1 to all enchantments. So it just gives you every enchantment you have existing currently at the time, +1, just across the board. So if I had, we look at this, like, we had mana boost 1. If we had that pendant, it would give us mana boost 2 while it was equipped, which is pretty good. It's very, very good. This is trash, though. I'm gonna try and keep re-rolling it at some point. I'm looking at the time and like I'm sitting there going, could I push and just do like a little bit of stuff? And I really could, but I kind of don't want to today because again, I've got my partner with me, so I want to actually spend some time with her. So we're gonna definitely call it here. I've shown stuff that I will work on off camera, I think at this point, at a pretty substantial stage. We're pretty powerful because of everything that we've done now. If I look at perks. We've got all of this stuff going for us. I do have another gem slocket as well open already, and the intention is to get this one and to get this one, and I think this one as well. I'm not going to be able to get this one. That's just, unless I beeline directly for it, it's just not worth to do. I'm not going to get this additional gem socket, which is kind of sad. Because the gem sockets, as you can kind of tell from this alone, this gives quite similar power levels as to like the roots, and the roots give you the most power. Like even these side things here, this is just 1 armor and 5% increased max life. That's huge, but this is rare. This gives me like more max life, percentage armor, and this could go higher, and it also gives me attack speed and crit chance. So, with that said, I think that's everything. So, I'm going to call it there. And, yeah, I think that's actually really, really cool, the amount of progress we made today. I definitely could have made a bit more. I will, I could have definitely... What the fuck are you on about? Streaming status poor. Okay, that's weird. Even though it's seeming to be perfectly fine on everything I can see. Yeah, it just gave me a split second like error. I think that was actually more more that YouTube had a bugger up there than me. Anyway, so tomorrow will probably be... Ooh, I don't know yet. I think it might be Deep Rock Galactic, just as a bit of change of pace. Because I do have my work meeting. That's why I'm very much trying to consider whether it will be Minecraft, which will be easier for me to do, or if it will be Deep Rock Galactic, which would probably be a bit more like... Again, it would be something different to do. But aside from that, again, if you enjoyed this video and want to see more of it, subscribing to the channel would be very much appreciated. It would probably help you find this sort of stuff, and liking and commenting on the video. Telling me what you want to see next would always be very much a cool idea, even if it's a different game. Like, if you've got a cool game idea that you want to see me play, then yeah, no, I highly recommend putting in the comments, and or a game that you want me to revisit that I kind of played like once or twice already on the channel and don't seem to be doing more with, because there's a few of those that most of those I actually play off camera. TFT and Final Fantasy I play a lot off camera. So if people want to see me play some of that, then sure, I will. I can do more of that. But aside from that, thank you yet again for watching the video. It's very much appreciated, and I hope you enjoyed. And until next time, see you later. Yeah, yeet.